Kaya nga tayo nasa law school kasi hindi tayo magaling sa math. Do you have to be good in math to go to law school? Give a woman coffee and she can conquer the world. Let's go. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm Tina. I'm a corporate lawyer in the Philippines. So, I know that you guys and girls who are thinking of going to law school are wondering what it takes to actually do well in law school. Of course, we don't just want to go to law school, right? We want to make sure that we can handle it. We want to make sure that we can possibly even do well in law school. I have already answered the questions of whether you need to be good in English to go to law school and whether or not you need to memorize a lot in law school. I will leave links to those two videos down below if you're interested. Today though, the question that we will be answering is this. Do you need to be good at math to go to law school? Let's start with the subjects that have math in law school. For the purpose of our discussion today, we're going to divide those subjects into two broad categories, okay? First, the subjects in law school with a lot of math, and second, the subjects in law school with a little math. Let's start with category 1, the subjects with a lot of math. In this category are 3 subjects: Taxation 1, Taxation 2, and Succession. All of them are major subjects in law school, and all of them are taken during your 3rd year, usually, of law school. I'm gonna discuss Tax 1 and 2 together because if you put them both together, then they form one bar subject. What do I mean when I say a bar subject? Well, the bar exam is composed of 8 core subjects. These are what you call the bar subjects. Those 8 bar subjects are the following: political law, labor law, civil law, taxation law, commercial law, criminal law, remedial law, and legal and judicial ethics and practical exercises. So you saw that taxation law is one of the 8 bar subjects, right? So it's a pretty big deal. When you're in law school, Tax 1 and Tax 2 are major subjects as well. So what do you study in Tax 1 and Tax 2? Well, obviously, you study Philippine tax laws. Some of you guys may have taken up the subject taxation in your undergrad courses, so nung college, but trust me, taxation in law school is nothing like the taxation that you've taken before. It's a lot harder. Specifically though, some of the things that you will take up are the following: general principles of taxation, income tax, so that's gross income, exclusions, deductions, income tax on individuals, income tax on corporations, filing of returns and payments, withholding tax, you have estate tax, donors tax, value-added tax or VAT, percentage taxes, excise taxes, documentary stamp tax or DST, tax remedies under the National Internal Revenue Code or the NIRC, local government taxation, real property taxation, judicial remedies, and the jurisdiction of the Court of Tax Appeals. So obviously in Tax 1 and 2, you will have to compute taxes. You could be asked to compute during recitations, during midterms, or during finals. There's just no way around it, unfortunately. Of course, your professors know that you're not accountants, right? So for the most part, they won't give you super complex computations naman, but you definitely have to know the basics, and you will certainly have to use math when you do those basic computations. Just to illustrate for you guys, so that you guys get a clearer picture of what I'm talking about, I'm going to flash on screen some taxation law questions asked in previous bar exams. So, kailangan talaga ng math kahit papano. It's just one of those things that we have to accept in this life as inevitable. The next subject wherein you will be doing math quite a bit, but definitely not as much as Tax 1 and Tax 2, is succession. Out of the 8 bar subjects that I mentioned earlier, succession falls under the bar subject civil law. In succession, you study how heirs succeed from a deceased person. In succession, a deceased person is either a decedent or a testator. What's the difference? A decedent is someone who dies without a will, and a testator is just someone who dies with a will. So in its oversimplified form, succession is about how heirs succeed someone who died. It's about inheritance or mana. It's about who gets what and how much they get after someone dies. Okay, let's make this clearer. Let's say the deceased person, let's call him Jose. Let's say that Jose has an estate composed of real and personal property. When you're studying succession, your prof will ask you, Miss Amador, let's say that Jose left behind 1 legitimate son and 2 illegitimate daughters. He has no surviving parents, but his grandmother is still alive. Both of the parents of his deceased spouse are also alive. One of his illegitimate daughters has a son. So, Miss Amador, if Jose died without a will, How would his estate be distributed? What about if he had a will wherein he gave his entire estate to his driver? How would his estate be distributed then? So you see, in succession, sometimes you will really have to compute to solve the problem. You have to remember the rules. Like, for example, are all of them entitled to inherit or only some? If they are entitled to inherit, then what portion of the estate only? Mga ganyan. Then you have to apply those rules to the value of the estate so that you can compute. So yeah, those are the 3 subjects wherein you will have to use quite a bit of math in law school. Don't worry, hindi naman every day, hindi naman super dami. But like it or not, math will be there for those subjects talaga. Next, we go to the category 2 subjects, or those subjects with a little math. Just a little. Under this classification, we have 2 subjects. First, persons and family relations, and second, corporation law. Persons and family relations is a major subject in your first year. In persons, one of the many things that you will study is the matter of property relations between a husband and a wife. In the Philippines, the current default property regime between a husband and a wife is called absolute community of property. Now, to consider what is included in the ACP, there are certain rules. I'm gonna quickly flash on screen some of those rules. So, when you compute the ACP, syempre may inclusions and exclusions yan. Yung inclusions are what are supposed to be included in the ACP, and the exclusions are what should be left out of the ACP. So, of course, when your professor asks you to compute the ACP, you will have to remember the inclusions and the exclusions, and you will have to use math to compute. The next law school subject wherein you will use a little math is corporation law. You generally take this in your 3rd year. In corpo law, one of the subjects that you will take up wherein math comes in is shares of a corporation. You're going to discuss par value of shares, common shares, and preferred shares with different values, book value, authorized capital stock, all of which, aside from being legal terms, are also financial terms. So you can see how math would come in there as well. I would say that yes, merong math, kasi that's the question we're trying to answer in this video, is there math in those subjects? But I would say that the percentage of math is so small that it's negligible. Of course, like I said earlier, your professors are aware that you're in law school, not in accounting school, right? So it's more important for them that you know the rules inside out, rather than knowing how to compute. Because we have our accountant friends to help us with that. Kaya nga tayo nasa law school kasi hindi tayo magaling sa math. Okay, so now that you guys have a background on which subjects may require math, although let me reiterate here na hindi naman sobrang daming math, guys, kasi it's not accounting school, it's law school. Now that we know that, we come to the big question. Do you have to be good in math to go to law school? The short answer is no. You do not have to be good in math to go to law school. And who, you might ask, is living proof of that? You're looking at her. You guys, math is my ultimate Waterloo, my Achilles heel, my weakness, whatever you want to call it. In fact, I'm so bad at math that when I was in Woodrose, which is where I went to high school and grade school, just to consistently be an honor student, I had to go to tutor just for one specific subject. That subject that would always pull down my grades, and that subject was math. As in, guys, ang taas-taas ng ibang grades ko for other subjects, but yung math ko, talagang nahahatak niya pababa yung iba kong grades, yung average ko, I mean. I was terrible at math. It's like when it comes to other matters, my brain can process things really fast. But when it senses numbers, my brain just seems to jam, to slow down, and eventually to shut down. Like, maybe to a person who's good at math, the questions that I showed you earlier would have been, piece of cake, easy peasy. But to me, it's just, huh? The point that I'm driving at here is that if I was able to go through law school, through UP Law, being terrible at math, then truly, surely, definitely, anyone can do it. And besides, most importantly, and this is what I want to stress here, just because you are not good at something does not mean that you can't go do that thing. You totally and absolutely can. You simply have to work a little harder than others to do it. You just have to put in more effort than others do. Your thinking should never be, ay, shucks, hindi ako pwedeng mag-law school because I'm horrible at math. Instead, your mentality should be, I'm not that good at math, so I'm going to have to work a little bit harder than my classmates for me to do well. Diba? That mentality applies to any doubts about your capabilities that are holding you back from law school, or from taking a chance, or from chasing your dreams. If you are not good at something, then do not shy away from it. how else will you get better if you run from it? Work harder. Work harder than your peers. Put in the work, and you can do it. Will being good at math give you an advantage in law school? I would say that yes, but only a very little. Because obviously, you will find those topics or those subjects a little bit easier. I also want to emphasize, in case I didn't say it enough earlier, that even if those subjects do have some math in them, it's really just such a minute portion of all the other non-math related stuff that you're going to be taking up in law school. Huwag kayo sa math matakot. Sa mga non-math topics kayo matakot. Joke! Joke ba talaga? Segue lang pala. You guys might be wondering why they say that accountancy students have a bit of an edge when it comes to law school. Although again, not a big edge naman. Everyone is really pretty much on equal footing in law school, and I will always maintain that. It's because, of course, accountancy graduates or CPAs are naturally good with numbers. Plus, they probably already took a more complex form of the subject taxation when they were in college. So in that way, those specific subjects in law school would be more familiar or easier for them. I also noticed that CPAs have really good study habits. Probably because the course is really hard. So doon siguro din nanggagaling yung sinasabi nilang advantage. Okay guys, so that ends my brief video on whether or not you need to be good at math to go to law school. If you guys have any other questions that you'd like me to answer, then definitely leave them for me in the comment box below. I also want to thank you guys so much for your support in my last video, yung Kate Tokyo vlog. That was my first ever sponsored video that I accepted from a brand, and I just want to assure you guys that I would never collaborate with a brand unless I actually truly liked it. At first, I was debating with myself na parang, should I accept a sponsored video? Diba ayaw ng mga tao yan? They don't like the fact that a video is paid. Pero naisip ko, if I genuinely like a brand, if I like what it stands for, like for example, yung brand na Kate Tokyo, which stands for an independent, bold, powerful working woman, then why wouldn't I partner with them, diba? It's also in line with the concept and the ideologies behind my channel naman. So sabi ko, I'll do it. Also, I think it's one of the ways by which creators can get returns for their hard work. Kasi promise talaga you guys, it's no joke putting out quality content. Not that sinasabi ko na quality yung content ko, but I'm saying that's what I try to put out on YouTube. Putting out content that you want to be of quality is so much hard work, especially for people with super demanding full-time jobs like myself. Conceptualizing, writing, filming, editing, exporting. Ang dami ko na namang sinabi. I really just wanted to say thank you so much, you guys. I really value your support. I really value you. Thank you so much. It means a lot to me. If you guys like this video, then please give it a thumbs up. Please also don't forget to subscribe to my channel and to hit the notification bell below so that you guys are notified of all my future uploads. Thank you so much for watching, stay safe, and see you in my next video. Bye! I just wanted to share, Pancho has been beside me this whole time while I was filming. He's been such a good dog. Hindi siya nag-ingay. He's right here. So cute.